Morning guys, it's the day before Christmas Eve today, and pretty much we're sorted. Like we've done everything's all good, but I'm having trouble relaxing. I'm sitting around and I'm thinking of all these different things, and my mind's going crazy. Just like I've been sort of saying in some of these other videos, like it's hard to switch off. You know, I've been spending a lot of time with family and stuff like that, which is awesome, but there's just this thing in my mind which is just going round and round, like, oh, you need to do this, need to do that, and like need to think about what I'm going to do next year and all this sort of stuff. Anyway, so I just wanted to maybe like start a little video rolling over the next few days and sort of show you other things that I'm getting up to in between all the kind of normal festive stuff. So first thing, the other day we went to Princeton, which is nearby, and I took the drone with me. I haven't flown the drone for a long while. There's a lot of controversy over it at the moment, like with drones and stuff like this, all this Gatwick Airport stuff. If you live in the UK, like you'll be well aware of all that sort of stuff. And anyway, so back to what I was going to say. I did a blooming long flight. So it's a long flight, take off from the beach, fly down to the pier, which is probably about a mile away or something, and then kind of down the pier, round back, and then kind of loop back and then sort of come back to where I started from. All possible because, you know, the Mavic that I'm using has got proper radio transmitter rather than, you know, like some of the new ones are using Wi-Fi. Still love this sort of stuff. Pretty cool that, wasn't it? I didn't use much battery either. Anyway, that aside, the other thing I've been up to is, I've just managed to squeeze this in, is I've got a solar panel on my trailer, which I've had for ages, and I've had kind of lead acid battery in there before and all that sort of stuff. So I've decided to put one of my other battery banks, so the other day I decided to put one of my other battery banks in the trailer because it's sitting there and it's not doing anything, and actually bit of self-discharge or whatever, because it's got the battery meter on it and stuff like that. I'd rather do something with it, so I've shoved it in the trailer, and I got hold of a Victron, a small Victron charge controller. I think it's only like a 10 amp one, or 10 or 15 amp one, and I've put that in the trailer to replace the normal PWM 12 volt one that I had in there on the lead acid. So that's quite good. That other charge controller is quite good because it's actually got a switch which can control the lights in the trailer. So I've done all that and kind of, yeah, I ended up just basically completely, you know, rearranging what was in the trailer and making it a little bit more easy. It's basically like a bit like my shed, the trailer. So I've got all that stuff in there, and I've set it all up. So it works pretty well. I can just about pick up the Bluetooth signal from it in the house, so I can kind of monitor it. But it's made me start realising that panel on that trailer is probably a bit haggard. I don't know if it's actually working properly. It's not at the right angle. It's certainly not in the right place for kind of any decent sun. So I mean, it's better than nothing. It does kind of work, and I'm just going to keep an eye on it. It's just basically just going to keep that battery kind of topped up. I think for the little that I use that sort of side of things, it just means that power bank will be ready. What I need to do really is make a way of just disconnecting that power bank. It's the big one that I was using in the power cut video, where I was using that to charge the laptop. It's got a 1000 watt inverter strapped on the bottom of it. This is the battery, and yeah, I use it for just generally different stuff. But of course I've got this one now. Oh yeah, 1000 watt heater on there as well, which I've been messing around with in the car. There's just so much stuff going on, guys, but this is turning out really well. I'm actually using this at the moment. Whilst it's not doing anything else, I'm using this to basically heat up the shed when it gets a bit chilly in it. I don't know, there's just so many uses for all this stuff. But what I've been doing with that is charging that on off-peak energy. So when, because we've got like a split tariff here, and the off-peak energy is about half price. So yeah, basically when at night I just turn the chargers on for that, or get them to charge on via a smart plug, charge them up at like 6p a kilowatt hour or something like that, and then they're all done by the next day, and then you can just use that energy for free. I mean, if you're doing that for a couple of years, you probably makes sense, but you know, just a little bit of energy here and there, I don't know, maybe it's a waste of time, but it's all stuff you can do. Anyway, I've still got Sarah's presents to wrap and all that sort of stuff. I've stuck a switch on this heater as well, so you can turn this on. Actually using breakers, I was searching around trying to find a decent switch that was man enough to handle, you know, 30 amps and 15 volts. And yeah, I mean, just use a breaker. I mean, breakers are what I've always used on the e-bike, so why not use it on that? I don't know why I was wondering what to do. So today we're heading off to Kew Gardens, like we normally go every year. They got like a light show and stuff there, it's just in London, and yeah, going to meet the family over there and that sort of stuff. So I might catch them kind of like, you know, I've started not to do vlogs, but you know, of general stuff, but I might catch some stuff of the lights, maybe some just cool shots of the lights, because it's pretty cool to see. I've got the wrong lens on this camera really for doing vlogging, but it is absolutely freezing tonight, and there's like a mist out there. It just looks amazing. I was just burning off a bit of rubbish before tomorrow, because the bins are just going to be overflowing. Anyway, yeah, so it's like Christmas Eve. We had a nice time, nice couple of days out with family, just chilling and stuff like that. Went to see the lights at Kew Gardens. That was wicked as well. Yeah, just really cool stuff. But tomorrow's obviously Christmas Day. Got to get all the dinner sorted because I've got all the family coming over. So it's going to be a mad one. And I've wrapped all Sarah's Christmas presents as well, so that's all good. Right, Christmas is well and truly over, and I'm well and truly over Christmas, I reckon. It was a good one, I hope everyone else has had a good Christmas as well, and like whatever other thing you celebrate. Right, let's turn this off, it's getting a bit noisy. So that's the power bank I was using to recharge the car, so like the range extender. Anyway, I've been meaning to get out on this bad boy for the whole Christmas break, but I just haven't had time. Today was a really nice day as well, and it just couldn't find the time to do it. And now it's dark, it's just no point going out in the dark. But check this out, I don't know if you'll see this, but look how crazy that is. It's all like properly misty. I'm loving all this kind of early evening mist, all that sort of stuff, and the red skies and stuff we're getting at the moment. Just awesome for photography. So today I've just been thinking about a lot of different things. Like, I haven't kind of gone back to work properly yet, but I've just started to think about all these different things I want to do this year with the channel, and it's approaching like 10,000 subscribers, which is just crazy. Like, how, I don't know, it's mad. I mean, it's not a lot in the grand scheme of kind of YouTube when you're looking at people that have got like hundreds of thousands of subscribers, that sort of stuff, but it's a lot. It's 10,000. I mean, 10,000 is a fair amount. And actually, when you look at the views and stuff, like, it's definitely not 10,000 people watching every video, of course, but there's definitely like a little community building in the comment section and stuff. And I'm seeing the same people popping up over and over again, and I've got people messaging me and stuff like that. So I feel like it's at a nice level at the moment where, you know, I can kind of deal with, I can kind of reply to a lot of you guys, which is kind of what I want it to do. But it's not going to stay like that forever, unless I was to get somebody else to kind of handle that, which, you know, might not be the best thing. But where I want to go with the channel, I mean, I've kind of had one of these YouTube discussions with, they give you like a partner manager when you get to like 10,000 subscribers or something around that level. I got like an email, and they were saying, oh, you know, they reached out to me basically and just said, do you want to, you know, have a conversation on the phone and find out how you can make your channel better and stuff like that. So they start to kind of interact with you a bit more when you get to that kind of, you know, around that sort of 10,000 mark. It hasn't happened before, so it must be to do with that. And I mean, it's like 2 million views on the channel as well. I mean, this channel's been going a long time, but it's not really, you know, I've been using it for different things at different times. I've not ever really committed to sort of doing a video a week or more than that. But yeah, it's interesting. What I want to do is just build the community more, get more of you guys, you know, and more engagement on there. You know, when you get to sort of higher levels, then more opportunities come as well. So that makes for better content. So you can actually start, you know, going to places, testing out other vehicles and bikes and cars and all this new stuff that we're kind of you know, messing around with. And I think that's really where that is the aim of this channel at the moment. Is you know, the electric vehicle side of it, massive. You know, personal transport. I want to be a part of, you know, the big change that's going to happen where, you know, less people are in cars or less people are in conventional cars and more in either very small EVs. I've got this thing that I just love about small vehicles, and you know, Tesla and all that and stuff is great, it's awesome, but yeah, I mean, these cars are still big, and they're still too big for just doing, you know, sort of short journeys and, you know, getting you like last mile, you know, into towns and stuff like that. It's even a nightmare driving the Twizy now. I mean, you know, to park and to kind of take it into towns and stuff like that. I mean, you can go around, you can filter around quite a lot of traffic in the Twizy, but it's nothing like the e-bike. I mean, the e-bike you can just basically go anywhere you want. So I think these things are going to be key this year for this channel anyway, pushing all that side of it and everything that goes around it, because obviously the heaters, you know, you want to be able to, if you're going to make small electric vehicles, you're going to need to kind of, you know, provide heat from somewhere, get heat from somewhere, because if they don't have engines, so there's no way of creating heat. So all this sort of stuff is all relevant, all related, and yeah, it's just going to be really good. So I think I'm going to wrap this one up here, guys. As I say, I hope you've all had a brilliant Christmas and everything else, and whatever you celebrate as well. And yeah, on to the new year. So next video will probably be next year. Catch you later, guys.